Hi, so this is an update video of the game, and as you can kind of maybe see if you saw from the first video that there's been some improvements. Yeah, so I made some improvements in the game, and I'll just go through basically everything I worked on for the past few days. Obviously, I'm not on this project 24/7. I wish I was because I'm really enjoying making features and making something out of it because it feels like you're actually adding something and it feels like, you're getting closer and closer to something really pretty. So I've added obviously the slider. You can see that because the slider's all the way down, you can't hear the music, but if I increase it, you can hear the ambient audio. For sound effects, it also works. I'll just show you with the tile. So if it's like sound effects is all the way down, then um, obviously there's no sound effects. If you do hear some sound, it's me tapping on the screen. If it's like a middle, obviously it makes a quieter sound. So it's self-explanatory. Some new sprites obviously added in as well. I think the back arrow and the retry is a new thing. Another thing also added is new tiles, right? So you can see in this level, there's two new tiles, which is the half tile. You can see right here, this one, and the ram tile. They're pretty self-explanatory. They're just structural tiles, right? So all they do is just be a new structure. So like, for example, ram tile, you can use it to get over small gaps. So I'll show you with the half tile right here. So this is a small gap that you can get over just by obviously putting it hard. This isn't a new tile. You might have seen it in the test levels in the previous video, but it is a new tile that has been added to the. This is the first time it has been added to a new level. So yeah, this is your standard thing. I also changed the ball's color to match the color of the flag. I thought it just made more sense. But this level I think is kind of cool. I'll just show you the level quickly. Is because it's almost a trick question, right? Because you're always almost expected to move these tiles, right? To get somewhere, to get the ball somewhere, or to get the ball or get the hole into an advantageous position. But this one actually, the solution of it is actually to not use the tile moving mechanic at all. So it's like a trick question. Obviously, for the sake of showing the features, I obviously showed you the ramp and the half tile, but the best solution for this is actually just to go around like this. If I powered it exactly enough, it gets you over here, and then you obviously do this, and then obviously you get a hole, and then you get a, what's one before birdie? Albatross? No, eagle, I think. But yeah. So another thing was that more tiles were obviously added. For example, this level has 3 new tiles. So it has the boost tile, right, this one, that I can't move obviously because there's nothing to move towards, and the teleporter tile, which essentially if you go down to the middle, um, you teleport to the other part of the teleporter. And then this is a water tile, which you kind of saw already because I misclicked. But yeah, you fall. It, I mean, what can water do, right? What does water do to a golf ball? You sink it to it. But the boost tile is also self-explanatory. I think you go to it, it boosts you. You can see I didn't even move and obviously accelerated. Teleporter tile is a little more interesting. I'll just show you for the sake. I think the fastest way to get the teleporter is just by doing this. So you go into teleporter, yeah, bam. So you can kind of maybe tell. I think this one actually is maybe the first level that actually feels like a puzzle. I think it's like if you just look at it, you're like, okay, what's the least amount of moves I can have to reach the final destination, right? And I think I actually have to kind of think about it for a bit. Um, and I think, right? I obviously, the possibilities are quite big, and maybe I'm missing some kind of trick in my own game to reach the tile in a faster move. But I think the best way to actually do this is to do this and then this. I think in 4 moves, this is the best way to get to the hole. I think I could be wrong. There might be some smarter way that you can do it in 3 moves, but I think that's the spoiler. But yeah, that's the 2 new levels added with a bunch of tiles. I also added a start menu, which I'll actually kind of show you here. I just have to exit the menu because obviously start menu only shows up when you start the game. But it's just very basic, obviously. It's just a start menu. It's a start menu, and it only actually shows up if what do you call it? Only the first time you're playing. So like if I exit the main menu right now, then the start menu obviously doesn't show. And even if I complete the menu, you kind of saw the levels, the start menu doesn't show, and that's why I have to exit out. Yeah, but that's basically the progress of the game. Next up is obviously persistent data. You just saw, right? Me exiting the app and getting rid of it in the quick thing. It said, hey, I don't remember anything, and you just get restarted to the first level. So that's, persistent data is obviously something that I need to work on. Another one I need to work on is probably debug menu, because as I have more levels, it's gonna be hard to show, because that means I have to complete 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 levels just to show you and just to get to there. That's gonna be annoying. So I'll obviously make debug menus that just makes you instant complete certain levels. But yeah, and obviously more tiles are coming. This isn't the end, and I think the examples I showed you aren't, chronologically right? Like I was gonna say this earlier, but it doesn't make sense for me to introduce a new type of tile every single level. That just overwhelms the user. That's not really good game design, right? So obviously add more new levels, more intermediate levels, and before you move on and stuff. So more things, way more things are coming. But yeah, those are just the features I'm working on. Obviously, a lot of refactoring as well, because I think when I released that video, it was more like, this is what I have. But now it's like, this is what I have, but I have it clean. So that's what I wanted to show. But yeah, thank you for watching.